So the New York Jets, the fastest, and it's all over of all time. As a Packers fan, I wasn't rooting against Rodgers at all. I think it helps his legacy and helps his legacy as a Packers player to win another Super Bowl. It helps the Packers get a first-round draft pick if he actually plays. And unfortunately, it turned into a second-round pick. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers got injured, and unfortunately, the Jets fell off immediately. They were able to win that game against the Bills, but I don't think there was anyone in the world that's seen Rodgers go down, it seemed serious, and thought, hey, the Jets won. They might still be good without him. I think everyone knew what had happened. But it is now round 2, and Aaron Rodgers is back with probably many different drugs, but a vengeance. They've definitely built up a bit of an offseason roster. Not quite the Eagles' dream team of, I don't even remember what year it is at this point in time, but it is some names. It is some Madden roster building level names. Morgan Moses, a solid tackle. Tyron Smith, basically an all-pro his whole career when he's actually healthy. The one thing is, though, this is absolutely the New York glass house Jets of the football world, as, man, they've got some guys that can be really good players if they don't get injured, but they have had injuries, right? Mike Williams, season ender. Tyron Smith has had many season enders. Breece Hall had a season ender. Chuck Clark on defense. There's some season enders in here. But of course, looking at what we have now, what we have for this rebuild, it's not a bad roster. You got 2 top-tier wide receivers. You got a franchise-level running back. And for once, you actually have a line in New York that looks decent, right? Elijah Vera Tucker took a step forward. And once again, Tyron Smith is great when healthy. Moses is great. Tight end, Tyler Conklin's serviceable, but we need a new tight end. And honestly, don't know if the title or the thumbnail would have spoiled it by now, but I am trying to get Brock Bowers. I don't know if I'll actually get him, but if he is there, that is likely going to be my pick. I think this team is an all-in now type of thing. And even then, if you're getting good players, you can't really complain. And then we look at the defensive side of things. Of course, the Hassan Reddick trade for a third-round pick. Kind of glad that I took one more moment to let the Jets kind of, what seems to be, finish out their whole offseason onslaught, if you will, as Hassan Reddick is here. Huff is in Philly. A lot of team trades that weren't trades, if you will. It's like you got the Texans and the Vikings swapping edge rushers. You have the Eagles and the Jets swapping edge rushers. Of course, looking at right end, Jermaine Johnson came on really strong. This is basically edge factory, of the league. Will McDonald is definitely an interesting name. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. 76 overall, already 25, rookie at 24. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. He's just going to be a good rotational guy, but yeah, this team, if you get an edge rusher that's kind of buried on the Jets roster, try to make a trade. You're not going to regret it. Linebackers, CJ Mosley, he's a weird player because it's one of those, contracts where early on it really felt like, wow, the Jets made a really bad decision. But now, as of late, he's actually kind of cooked. Quincy Williams, he's cooked. Safeties are serviceable. And then corners, DJ Reed is vastly underrated. And obviously, there's not a person in the football world that hasn't talked about how good Sauce Gardner is at getting away with being too physical. Okay, I said it. But obviously a really good corner. Quentin Williams is amazing. And then Franklin Myers, my Madden GOAT. He is right up there with Nick Cross, Terrell Edmonds. Who else do we have? There's some other players. Abanaconda, running back. There's some other positions, but apparently not good. He's 78 overall. At one point in time, he was a lot higher than that. I think like 84. I don't know what happened, but apparently it's GG for him. And the fact that they brought in, 2 other defensive tackles in free agency tells me that I guess maybe Madden has it right. I really don't know, but this is the squad we're going to be entering the draft with, and this is the squad that hopefully can win a Super Bowl. Obviously, there's a good chance Rodgers retires after the first season, so this could be a vastly different situation. I know they have Tyrod Taylor, but Tyrod Taylor appears to have retired, so oh no, a 2-year, $12 million quarterback that's never going to play, doesn't get paid. Oh, darn. But it is kind of crazy, though. The Jets, just had Joe Flacco. They lose him. Rodgers goes down. They're screwed. And then Joe Flacco does Joe Flacco-y things for the Browns. And, the timing for the Jets was just unbelievably bad. But yeah, before we head into this draft, let me know what team you guys want to see next. There's still a lot of different teams. Once again, we've been going for teams that have gained, but what about teams that have been left with a weird aftermath, like the Broncos? Let me know in the comment section below who you'd like to see next. I know a couple of you guys mentioned the Vikings. Would it be a trade up for JJ McCarthy? You know, who knows? But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. And while you're down there, maybe leave a like on the video, or, you know, leave a like on the video later if you enjoy it. Maybe subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff, rebuilds obviously included. And if you're not new, really do appreciate your support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, JeromepkR, second channel PKR Plays as well. I don't usually mention that till the end of the video, but that is that. Let's get into this rebuild, get into this draft. Could be one of those weird ones where perhaps we win a Super Bowl year one, but, you know, if we do, whether we do or not, we're kind of like starting off so high, and then we're about to cliff this thing. Don't know what the contracts are going to be like, because obviously Tyron Smith, I think it was like a 1 year 7.5 in real life, but in game, it's going to be like a 1 year 20 mil, and I don't know if we can afford that. Of course, we have 3 players to choose from. I also did add some quarterbacks to the list. Wouldn't mind getting like Pratt or Rattler, you know, in the early third, just to have an option for the future, and I think, once again, the Jets do need that option. But like I said, with, you know, what the goal is, it's going to be Brock Bowers. If we don't get him, I'm definitely going to go with Sanders in the second round, or maybe even Johnson. But this team, you know, if you're trying to build for now, this tight end position could definitely use, you know, a little bit better of a playmaker. There's also tackle, there's also guard, but once again, I think they've done a good enough job on the O-line, and I think it's time to just get as many weapons, get as many playmakers on either side of the ball as possible to go get a Super Bowl win. Here it is, the draft pick number 10. I worry, though, because I really want Brock Bowers, but at 10, I've seen him go at 8, I've seen him go at 9, I think I've even seen him go at 4. But yeah, I want to also make sure that the top 3 teams, at least the top 2 teams, are going to be taking, yeah, because I mean, there's some question marks here with Teddy and Dobbs, whether they would just like pass on him for some reason. Commanders definitely need a QB. And then the Patriots, last couple of rebuilds I've seen, no quarterback at all, and they're like, meh, we're still going to skip. JJ McCarthy, pick 1. Caleb Williams, of course, at 1. Drake May at 2. And then, like I said, I've seen quarterback not be this pick, and it will continue to not be this pick. Dallas Turner at 4 has been kind of a common one. Tackle at 6. Tackle at 7. Wait, I don't know. My numbers are all over the place. If the Falcons MF and take, damn Brock Bowers here when they have Pitts. Okay, they take edge. Oh, crap, the Bears. They can't take Bowers. Marvin Harrison at 9. We've seen that a lot lately, which is just crazy. But with this team sitting here at number 10, and you have Neighbors and Odunze, I mean, surely you would maybe think, okay, we really need a tight end, but these wide receivers are goons. But for me, like I said, I absolutely plan on Brock Bowers being my guy, and I am all about it. Brock Bowers, hidden dev, 88 speed, 88 excel, huh? Oh, did he run a 4.55? God damn, he's cooking. But yeah, he definitely looks like a goon. And the Jets, I'm not saying Brock Bowers would be the only cause, but they would absolutely skyrocket pretty high after this offseason in the whole betting range. But pick 15, do you actually go QB, or do you still continue to think win now, screw QB? Maybe you go O-line, because I mean, this team is kind of thin. Booker, pass rusher, wouldn't be the worst thing. Dorless, they do have a lot of bandage pieces. Oh, Trevin Wallace is there. Oh, I'm trading up for Trevin Wallace. Screw quarterback. Who needs that crap anyways? Oh, but running back as well. I think it would be very hard for the Jets to not go running back in this round. But I'm going to trade up, I think, for Trevin Wallace, because that's who I need that position the most. I think for realism, this would be, maybe they go edge, or not edge, but linebacker. Maybe they get somebody that can, work with the other off-ball, but I think this is more of a Madden move for me than anything. 6th round pick to move up 14 spots. It's the 3rd round. It's also the fact that I forgot I had the damn trades on very easy. Oh, Lord, here we go. I don't remember what freaking 6th round pick I gave them. Did I just, straight up rob them? Did I just gain 4 draft pick positions for nothing? I mean, it's pretty close anyways. 2 mil. Is there anything we can do where I don't have to, trade off things I don't want to lose? And yes, NFL players are things to me. Basically, you need to add it a 6 next year. Roy Lopez kind of helped the trade, I think. But here we are at pick 1 in the 3rd round. A lot of different options. Like I said, I think Trevin Wallace is a smart move for us in this rebuild. But as far as real life goes, passing on one of these running backs or a safety would be really tough. But I'm kind of chilling with the, Whitehead and Chuck Clark just as like a 1-year kind of thing. DB wouldn't be the worst thing either. I think I'm going to go with the Madden move, which is Trevin Wallace. Normal dev, but I get myself a guy that can develop right out the gate. Starter automatic. And we're going to go to the next round. Pick 8 is like right there, but I'm kind of curious to see if there's anyone there that maybe I want to make a move up for. Tez Walker obviously is decent. DT, a couple of names there. We had linebackers. James Williams is still there. There's still running backs. Quarterback, unfortunately, is not a thing. But that's okay. That is a-okay. If there was one there, I would have traded up. But let's go to 8. Pick 30. I don't know what we're going to do with each pick here, but let's see what we got. So, O-line is there, but it's not like a great name. McGregor is a backup level talent. DT's maybe Boyd with that next pick in the 4th round. Corner is up there, though. Kind of want to go like Max Melton, get some athleticism in there. But I kind of want to move on to James Williams, the safety. I've tried to develop him before. It didn't really work out. We're going James Williams. The height and the speed. Once again, I think this team needs like playmakers. And height with speed is not a bad combination. All right, we end up trading, our 4th round pick here and 2 7ths next year with Eccles for Turner, who is really just a cap kind of move. And 2 5th round picks from the Bears. I feel like we kind of got scammed a little bit there, but that's all right. 13 and 19 is actually a little bit better than I thought, so maybe it's pretty fair. But let's see what we got. So there's some pretty high-level wide receivers that just don't make sense to be there. Rice, I think, might be able to be there. He's like late 3rd, early 4th, kind of like compensation pick. So the chances are pretty low that he'd be there. It says Kalen Carson is like a mid-4th, so I'm going to make the argument that a mid-5th is... It's only a round different. It's not like 1st to 2nd, it's 4th to 5th. Those types of picks, you got to look at guys like Darnell Washington. You just don't know. So I feel like that's fair. And I do not need a corner, actually. So we're going to go Christian Boyd. The picks have been made. The draft has been had. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. Maybe Trevin Wallace, you can make me argue some other position. O-line, running back would have been pretty neat. But I think for the rebuild sense, the linebacker position was one of our bigger needs. We even got James Williams, who can potentially develop. I think we did pretty well for ourselves. Obviously landed ourselves a super dynamic tight end 1 who is a 79 overall. Wallace is 72, 77, he's 69. Not bad overalls by any means, since we didn't have a single draft pick over the 3rd round outside of Brock Bowers, who obviously looks like a goon. He is him, so I don't know what his dev is, but at least superstar, I'd imagine. And I don't know what number he'd wear in the NFL, but probably something in the 80s, I'd imagine. Obviously, you just never know. 87 if you want to be that guy. Why not? Why not be that guy? And that's kind of it. The year 1 team. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but a few of you guys have actually said maybe we should roll out the really good playbooks early on, because we know that Madden is a very playbook-heavy game for simulation, and normally, I don't know, I kind of think maybe even the first 2 seasons we roll with other, whatever the team scheme is, but for this rebuild where we might only have Rodgers for 1 season, very likely 1 season, lucky to even have him this season, I think it absolutely makes sense that we run, the best playbooks that we can. I don't even know if the Cowboys are the best playbooks. I've had a lot of success with the Chiefs, and that's what I'm going to go with. Chiefs O, Buffalo D, I think is the best you can do defensively. But this is the squad anyways. Brock Bowers, amazing. Number 1 tight end. I mean, we're set there. Need a new left guard, need a new right tackle. I don't know what's going to happen with Tyron Smith contractually. Don't know what's going to happen with Mike Williams contractually. But this is a, 1-year team at least type of situation. And honestly, for the Jets fans of real life, I just hope for them they get a full season of Rodgers. Even if he's garbage, hopefully they at least get a full season. Because if he goes down again early, oh my God. Like, Rodgers would be the ultimate what could have been career, right? Let's just be honest. Like, he still had a great career, obviously, all those MVPs and a Super Bowl win and greatest touchdown to pick ratio and the passer rating and all that stuff, but so much more could have been done. But we'll see here as we are going to be simming this first and potentially only season where we have a really legit chance to win it all. Obviously, you don't know. Maybe we find a quarterback soon and he becomes a 90-plus overall. I don't know, but obviously, right now is our time to win. It's been a fair season. Not a perfect season, but a fair season. Haason Reddick, we have seen just recently enough with Chase Young, where a team used a pretty decent, draft capital piece to grab a new pass rusher, but let him go anyways. But I'm not going to be doing that here today. We are going to be keeping Haason Reddick. DJ Reed, 27 years old. I definitely want to keep him. We're actually in an okay spot contractually. I thought we were going to be so much worse off. I know you do have to pay Sauce, so that's a fifth-year option. Garrett Wilson, going to let that happen, and same with Jermaine Johnson. I'm just going to pay those two, but we could definitely do a couple of one-year deals. As far as Mike Williams goes, if we can do a 2-year... No, I'm going to do a 3-year. Nice. Everyone's really happy. I like a good vibey situation where everyone's happy. That's probably going to go as soon as Rodgers goes, but I'm happy with it. Don't know if that's going to hurt us, but, a couple of one-year contracts in there, hopefully. I mean, everyone's chilling. Everyone's just happy. All right, Chuck Clark probably going to go. Hopefully Williams is the guy. Zach Wilson is definitely going to go. And a lot of the guys that they just signed on kind of one-year deals in real life are definitely going to be gone as well. But $30 million left over. You already got Rodgers' contract on the list. So things should only get cheaper from there. But obviously, there's some big names here that are going to be needing to be paid. So next year could be rough. But that's when you kind of let Tyron Smith go. We're trying to keep this window open potentially for one more season at least. This could be one hell of a run. Please win. Please. Okay, we're still in the wild card, but we climbed that leaderboard. We were number 3 in the entire division for the whole year. And right up until the last 2 weeks, we stole the division completely. Rodgers with 4,800 yards. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at the numbers. Obviously, the win-loss wasn't the best early on. I was looking at this. I was like, 4-3. Yikes. And then cook. We just cooked. Even the Patriots are kind of decent. This is a really tough division. Obviously, the conference in general is really tough, but really, really good glow up. Any other numbers there? I don't really see anyone. Wow. You see the sack numbers. 3 guys at 22+. Rodgers crushed it. 32 touchdowns, 13 picks. Just under 5,000 yards. I wonder if Brock Bowers won Rookie of the Year. Probably not, right? Breece Hall, there's a lot of touchdowns on this team. 60? About 60? Maybe a little bit over that. What? Tyler Conklin, was he playing fullback? 4 rushing touchdowns for Tyler Conklin. Okay. We got ourselves a running back. Oh, yeah, I forgot about we're in the Chiefs scheme. This is definitely a rookie. Well, I don't know about definitely, but should be a dev up. X Factor Bowers. Williams, really good season. Garrett Wilson, pretty good season. Where did Montrell Washington come from? Hello? I had Gibson at number 3, and he's just, I don't know. He's like, no, I am Montrell Washington, and I approve this message. Any other guys? No. So, the O-line was really good, though, obviously. Sack totals, Wallace, great tackles. Should go up to at least star. Reddick, Levin, could go to X Factor. John Franklin Myers, 8.5, not bad. Jermaine, I would love to have seen more. 5 for Quentin Williams. Picks, pretty tame stuff. Zerline, not a bad kicker season. Gill, 53, just about. Kick return, punt return stuff. Not really going to see much there usually. Number 1 offense in the league, at least yards-wise. Rodgers wasn't good enough for MVP, huh? That's a little surprising. Of course, Caleb Williams at number 4 already. Was he on this list? Breece Hall, Bowers. Okay, screw us, I guess. Defensive Player of the Year, no. Rookie of the Year does go to Bowers. Wow. Impressive. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Trevin Wallace. All those tackles should go to Superstar Plus. Quarterbacking, Rodgers all the way at 9 with that season. Breece Hall, though, should be a superstar, maybe even X Factor. O-line, no, or wide receiver, no. O-line, no. D-line, Haason Reddick at 6. Would love to see a dev up there. And that is basically it. But once again, this was a really good year 1. The Jets hosting, I almost said hoisting a Lombardi, hosting a playoff game at home against the Dolphins. This is definitely new territory. Rodgers coming out looking menacing. Apparently the 9th ranked quarterback on the AFC side. I'm not really sure how that's even true. These touchdown to pick ratios are getting really ridiculous in Sim. But obviously, this is the best chance we have to win a Super Bowl. Year 1, which is crazy to think. So it's kind of like a D build almost, if you will, as we're going to, I wouldn't even say deconstruct the team, but the team is going to deconstruct itself potentially when Rodgers retires, like literally right here. So would definitely love to see if this team has the juice to win it all, because we did play a decent factor, right? We have Trevor Wallace, who's like Defensive Player of the Year, and Brock Bowers, who became Offensive Rookie of the Year, and some of the guys we drafted, brought in, big contributors early on. Looking at the numbers, up by 4, halftime, only up by 1. Offense is kind of struggling to do anything here, and just field position alone, they end up getting a field goal. We get a field goal back, though, so we're back up by 1. They punt. I mean, all you have to do is drive down, hold the clock, hold the ball, and that's exactly what happens here. Is we win a very tight one, 17-16. Looking at the numbers, Rodgers, not great. Really not great. Breece Hall, pretty good stuff. Brock Bowers, pretty good defensively. Nothing really going on pass rush-wise. No pick for us. I mean, that was not really good in the slightest. But a win is a win. Bowers already an 86 overall, and that could go even higher once he gets more XP and DevUps from this latest season that he had. He's already looking amazing. Go to the divisional round. Who is it against? Probably the Chiefs. The Colts. Once again, they've done some things in Sim. A lot of wins there as well, so we'll see what happens here. At home again, if the cards fall right, I mean, Chiefs lose, we can, if we win, host all the way through to the freaking Super Bowl. But we'll see. You got to beat the Colts first. Not a great performance last week. Nice start. Last game we started really strong too, and then we just did nothing. It was a weird game where we just scored a lot early on, like really early on, and then nothing happened. Here, a little more consistent though, 21-3. This defense, that's the thing about real life. Last year they were a really good defense considering everything that was going on offense. It could have been their year. You just never know. And, the Jets really loaded up this offseason in, real life so far. I don't know what's going to happen with the draft, but we added to that with Brock Bowers and company. And right now, we actually might have built a Super Bowl roster. And by we, I mean mainly the real life Jets, but we kind of getting Mike Williams and Tyron Smith for under $20 million per year. Not very doable in Madden. But you know what? They did it. Of course, we didn't actually have to pay Mike that much, to be fair. What did we have to pay him? Like a 3 or 50? That's not crazy. Pretty good release, solid short. Not the best of other route runnings, but great catching, and he had a great year. That's all that really matters to me. And, of course, Tittman, kind of the future of the inside of the line. Don't know if he's going to stay center for us because he does have some height, but yeah, he's definitely going to be a starter somewhere in the interior of the line. But the championship round, praying for a Chargers win, and they... Okay, I want to see this. I need to see this. They actually won. The Chargers had to beat the Bengals by 1. Then they had to beat the Chiefs by 3. Okay, I mean, it's not a... I was hoping they would win, but I'm not saying that this is a guarantee by any means. The Vikings against the Cowboys. Okay, I mean, I don't want to, spoil anything for you guys that maybe believe, but... it will be the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, let's be real. Got that reverse psychology. It's the reverse psychology. Yeah, I mean, there's just no chance the Vikings could win. This is clearly going to be the Cowboys. Whoever wins this one has to play the Cowboys. That is unfortunate. Sorry, Vikings, but you've got no chance. 7-0. Oh, Lord. We've seen a lot of, lacking of scoring from the other team, so them scoring 7 right out the gate is not my favorite thing to see. They're up by 7. Come on! Damn, they are holding a 7-point lead. We're getting scores. It is taking a lot of time to get down the field. Nice D. Hey, thanks. I work out. What? But we are still scoring. There, long drive. Come on. Rodgers, hear me out. Oh, my God. Rodgers did the thing he does. Legacy drive and choked it. Oh, my Lord. This is for the marbles. All the marbles. I mean, you can't do anything with these timeouts, right? 6 seconds. Oh, I didn't even notice. The clock was running. Oh my God, EA, why do you do this? I mean, this is not an easy field goal, but it's definitely not that hard in today's NFL. And it's over. It is all over. Do you try to return the ball is the question I have. Yeah, I mean, you can have the Hail Mary King all you want, but if you can't even get close enough for him to get the ball to the end zone, it's kind of irrelevant. And we lose by 3. You know, it doesn't really help anyone's legacy, specifically a certain quarterback that we know of, to have a legacy drive and not even get to the 50-yard line. But the Jets and their fans got to another championship round. So basically, Aaron Rodgers is Mark Sanchez. The old Sanchez. Actually, he's not Mark Sanchez because he needs to get to another championship round the following season for that to be the case. So you got to stick around if you want to at least be Mark Sanchez. Come on, Rodgers. But Rodgers overall is decent enough. I mean, there's a chance he sticks around, but I don't know. I doubt it. It would have been really sick to have a Super Bowl year 1. Couldn't even get there. Who was the Super Bowl contender? Cowboys. The reverse psychology didn't work too well. Winner between the Cowboys and the Chargers. I mean, I'd like to see a Chargers win at this rate. Why not? Is the Cowboys. Yay. Here it is, the big one. 86 overall, so dropped 1 overall. Russell Wilson retires. That's definitely something. Did it happen? Is he gone? Oh, is Mr. Rodgers still here? Aaron Rodgers might have stuck around another year. 41 years old? No way. Oh, he's an X Factor as well. My boy. So he lost a little bit, right? He's an X Factor, though. 81 deep, 87 medium, 88 short, 92 throw power. He's still good enough. Definitely still good enough. The overall is taking a hit, but good enough. Breece Hall went from star to X Factor? Wait, what? So he's an X Factor. He won running back of the year, obviously. I think it's just glitching because either that or we keep getting these, like, invisible superstar devs beforehand that I'm just not seeing. Because he definitely starts as a star, right? But he should have went up to an X Factor, right? Because he won Rookie of the Year, Running Back of the Year, which should be a dev up on its own. And then the 20 touchdowns should be a dev up on its own. So I think what's happening is it does kind of glitch out, and you can obviously get double devs in the Super Bowl week, and it's just sometimes not showing. Because he obviously should have went from star to superstar X Factor. And then, of course, Bowers won Rookie of the Year, which doesn't give him the dev up, actually. It was the yards, I believe. Oh, he also had the most catches in the league. He was him. We got some upgrades here. He's going to become an 88 overall, it would appear. Max security is the ability, I'm pretty sure that is. I'm not, super in tune with what every ability looks like, but I'm pretty sure that's max security. 89. So he has 89 catch, 81 medium routes, 76 short, 85 catch in traffic, insane run blocking, really fast. I mean, he's just him. What can I tell you? He's just really good. Max security, recuperation, persistent, and route apprentice. Route apprentice is great, but the other two are, not the best things in the world. No other dev up on offense, but defensively, Trevin Wallace goes from normal to superstar. Unfortunately, Reddick doesn't go up in dev. Unfortunately, Williams doesn't go up in dev. It was really just Wallace, which is a great upgrade. I really loved freaking Reed to go up in dev too, but yeah, no, I mean, lacking a little bit in the upgrades for devs, but at least we got some of the ones we did on offense, and Trevor Wallace is at least a superstar, so we got ourselves the future linebacker, but we definitely need some more linebackers. Looking at what we need to do, probably another tackle, another offensive lineman, maybe even in the first round. I've actually had some luck with drafting in the first round lately, so obviously Morgan Moses is gone. A guard would not hurt, and even another tackle for Tyron Smith the following season, assuming we can't afford him, because one, I don't know if he's even going to be around, but two, Rodgers, there's a very good chance he retires. But yeah, Mosley drops off really hard too, which is unfortunate, but the team is still just good enough in, a lot of places to probably be a contender still. But let's take a look at these re-signings. I think we took care of everything, though. I mean, might need a punter, but outside of that, I'm pretty sure we're chilling. Oh yeah, we do have the 5th-year option sauce. I don't think it's going to save much, but I think it will save a couple of a mil, and obviously as a 99 overall X Factor, it can't get any cheaper or more expensive. So I don't know what the hell I just said. It can't get any cheaper. That was correct. I was like, wait, those are two opposite things. How does that make sense? Jermaine Johnson, 14 mil is great. It's going to cost more than that, I'd imagine. But if you fit for your option, I'm here, gets a dev up or something like that, it could cost even more to re-sign him. A little bit of a weird age at 26 to get off that rookie deal, but that's fine. We'll pay him next season, and I think we'll make it. I think we'll manage. And, we are all in. We are all in. So if there is somebody in free agency that is going to completely screw us over in the future, I am willing to try and manage that screwage by working through this. I don't know. I didn't even try to rhyme, but I almost did. If I can get Justin Simmons on a one-year deal, obviously I need to, right? A 1-year 19 for an X Factor 91 overall is totally worth it. Safety is a pretty big need of ours. And then a lineman would be really good too, but I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. Like I said, I'm willing to, collapse this team's future to try and win it all right now. I really am. We just got to the championship round. We weren't too far off of winning that game. And Rodgers stuck around. If Rodgers is gone, stop the ship, stop the train. We're hopping off. But right now, we are still in the win now path. Okay, it was a risk. We lost Simmons, but I was somehow able to kind of lowball Joe Thuney on a 1-year, $14 million deal. It was risky because we had the 3-bar with Joe Thuney. It was one of our best free agent signings I've ever had. Honestly, a 3-bar winning it all the way with a guy this high of an overall is really rare. But no one else offered higher than a 3. But after that first skip, it was Justin Simmons, the Patriots. They had a 5-bar interest. I felt like the only way I'd get to a 5-bar anyways, it would be like 25 mil per. It would be a 1-year deal anyways, but I was like, yeah, that's not really worth it in my opinion. Oh, Peppers would have been a nice contract too. But yeah, it just wasn't going to happen. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna risk it all just to try and get Thuney because I can't afford both if I try to upgrade. And it worked out. I mean, I think grabbing a 90 overall lineman to play right tackle for us, I think was clearly a smart move, especially since it was only 14 mil. I mean, in theory, not sure what's going to happen financially future-wise. If Tyron does retire, we can just keep Thuney, and we'll have our franchise tackle. We'll just swap him back over. But yeah, we added pretty much with that a move alone. We do need a safety. We need some other positions, but we're okay. We just need a left guard now, which I think is not that hard to find. Ironically enough, could just put Thuney there. We'll see what happens in the draft, but I have him at right tackle right now. That's where I project. Wide receiver, we're going to be looking around. Oh, can we get rid of Lazard? I don't care about Rodgers' feelings at this rate. God damn it. I mean, I care about Rodgers' feelings. We can't get rid of Lazard. He's him, obviously. Defensively, like I said, linebacker too. Quincy Williams is still here, which is great. DT definitely for the future. I don't know about right now. Cornerback for the future. Safety might be fine. Williams is 74 overall. He's 22. If there's like a can't miss type of safety, I'm going to go for him. But, usually I'm just Mr. Best available pick. If we can find what we need on top of it, sweet. If not, it is what it is. And then Will McDonald, this might be his last window for being decently trade value worthy, like a late third maybe. So we'll see what happens. I do want to keep that depth if I can, but if the value's there, I'm going to go for it. Here we are in the draft. The Rams with the number 1 overall pick. It's going to be an outside linebacker, Bolden, and then Warfield, and then outside linebacker. Where are the quarterbacks at? The quarterbacks are still there. I mean, I can't trade up for a quarterback. We are on the Rodgers win now train. Even if we think we can get a franchise all the way at 11 now, and none of the quarterbacks went. I haven't actually scouted the top end guys. It was the bottom end guys that I scouted. Where is Oliver? 3 to 4. There's some pretty good quarterbacks here, though. I mean, look at Ramsey. Clyde Ramsey, top 5 projected. Good. Was it good or great throw power? It would be really bad to trade up and not have a hit in here, though. I mean, this quarterback class is really good, and nobody wants one. Really? Nobody wants a quarterback. Buccaneers, maybe. Packers, no. Cardinals, maybe. Patriots should be. Finally a QB, which is not good, but Raiders, probably. Are we going to see quarterback fall all the way to us at 30? Oh, my Lord. We're pulling a real-life Packers. We're going to have Rodgers on the roster, believe that we can win now, and grab QB anyways. Even though we didn't trade up, there's no way that quarterback fell all the way down to us. Oh, my Lord. I'm going to have to evaluate our options because these quarterbacks, I mean, they're no joke. There's some decent ones here, especially Cates. Cates looks really good. Fox isn't bad either. I really don't want to go with one of these guys, though, because it's just not the biggest need. It's a future thing. But you get your franchise quarterback. Man, I don't know. You know what? I'm all in on Rodgers. I'm going corner. This is a position that could definitely help us. Could use a safety as well. Could move players around. Jeromepkr is unbelievably fast. Looks a little raw, but I like him enough. I'm taking Jeromepkr. And he's hidden dev. Also don't know where only 95 speed comes from. I don't know what those quarterbacks are like. I can still go Oliver, not completely screw Rodgers over with his chances of, winning a Super Bowl by grabbing a first-round quarterback. I think that was a good decision. I don't know. I think we did well there. Oliver, 3 to 4. I don't know when he's going to go, but I can live with no quarterback. We can just go all in the next season or something like that. I'm not sure, but like I said, I want to win now, and I want to bring in the best chance to win now, which is grabbing non-quarterback in the first round, believe it or not. Dante Reynolds, the cornerback, is still there, which is a little surprising. So linebacker is definitely on the list, without a doubt, but that is a next year type of thing. Even DT, it's kind of crazy because, I talk about how, we don't want to waste Rodgers, but realistically, we don't actually have any, true needs right now other than safety, and safety just wasn't there. This was a really bad safety class. Realistically, maybe even go corner to grab as safety. Benson is 6'2". Do I not grab 2 cornerbacks and then just put this guy at safety? I think Williams has potential. I don't know how I pull off getting Benson, a quarterback, and a linebacker, though. Do I just take the quarterback now? I'm going to take Zach Oliver now. B's across the board. Why not? Oof. Very good speed. Solid throw power. Normal dev. I think he's still going to be our quarterback next year, though. Unless somebody falls to us like they just did in this draft and we just pass on him again. But this time we won't because we can't really afford to pass on what appeared to be a franchise quarterback. Let's call it how it is. I think that guy could be the guy. Also, you have Antonio Dunbar. I think he was 23. No, he's 22. The solid throw power is probably what threw me off. Yeah, I didn't really think about it, though. But we are going to be kind of pushing. I guess you can go for Rush. In theory, he should be there, kind of late. But as I say, we also have to get an offensive lineman because we actually don't have all of our starters. Where's that DT? Is he gone? I guess he's gone. I had 2 DTs. I think one was named Childress. Once again, don't need a DT just yet, but kind of future-proofing. And I really like that guy, but it's too late now. Let's move down a bit. So one of my guys, Byers, the linebacker, is gone. We do have other options at linebacker, but we also do have some other linemen. Can maybe go like Meadows or Fant and then go Rush with a trade-up. But there also is linebacker, as Duval looks really good. B for zone, B block shed. I don't think either of these guys were the most athletic. Definitely not bad, though. And then you have Kramer, who is also pretty good, 21 years old, which we would be sitting whoever this is most likely. Are we future-proofing a position we don't need to go with yet? Because we do need to replace Quincy and CJ. I might just go O-line. I'm going to go Luke Fant. Oh, no! Normal dev. Oh, that's a sell. That hurts. What are the odds that Duval, the linebacker, goes, and then now it's the freaking Jaguars that I'm trading with? All right, we ended up trading 2 fourths and 2 fifths for 2 fourths this, 7 this, and, who cares about that? But it was a pretty high trade-up because we're moving up very high into this 4th round, and then we're getting that extra pick at 18, which is a little bit further back than I was hoping for, but I did want to stay in the draft a little bit longer, and if we're lucky, maybe grab another cornerback or something. I really want Rush and Kramer. Kramer's a little bit of a push. So here's the thing. I need the lineman more technically because the guy we just drafted was not hidden. I'm hoping this guy is. So I'm going to start with this. Nice. Kind of expected it. And then I'm going to try to push forward again with the Texans and grab the linebacker. Oh, I didn't think it was going to go that easily. A 6 next year to move up 10 spots, which I guess it is the 4th round. But, that's all right. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Do kind of want Miller, though, because he is a speedly dude. We'll see what we can do to maybe get into the 6th round if he's still there. I think Kramer's probably worth the pick here. You know, 21 years old as well, so it'll last a little bit longer. Great on the left side for literally everything, pretty much. I think he's going to be a good pick. Normal dev. Ooh, 84 speed. I'm a little surprised because great speed is usually like 86 plus minimum, but that was not the case here. Let's go to the 6th round, and if that speedster is there, we got to go for him. Oh, I almost just went into the draft. That would have been a mad sell. I think in the 7th round, I'll probably end up going punter as well because I don't even think we have one on the roster. And then kicker, I don't even know if we have one of those either because obviously I'm not really sure about Zerline. 6th round, can we maybe wait another? Do we go? Let's go one more round. I mean, that guy probably will be gone, but let's just go one more round and see because wide receiver's not that big of a need, but if he's there, he is. Okay, we waited a whole other round. This should be like almost free. We should be able to give him like a random player at this rate. Like a 7th round pick is so random. You know, people, you know, teams like them, obviously. You know, we're not going to be able to give them any player because we have a team that is broke. I'm going to give him a 6th round 2 years from now. Boom. Easy clap. Get ourselves this speedster. Maybe we got ourselves one of those lucky superstar build speedy wide receivers. That would be insane. Sean Miller. Probably the number 3 no matter what. And unfortunately not hidden. But 99 speed, 99 XL. You can't pass that up. And then we're going to find a random punter and call it a bit of a weird draft, but a draft. Oh. I found myself an elite kick power and elite speed punter. He's ran a 4.67. Okay. Brian Roseman, 23. I'm down. Oh, I think this might be a generational. 99 kick power, 82 speed. I mean, we drafted a generational, boys. We did draft a generational. I imagine, at least. I mean, that'd be kind of weird for him to be that fast. A awareness, A kick power. Well, not A kick power. 99 kick power, A, accuracy, and not be a generational. Let's see. Ooh, the corner was good. Oh, yeah, he was a generational. 84 overall. That is funny. Sherrod Key. At least the quarterback, which seemed to be a probable franchise quarterback, the guy we grabbed instead of him, was worth it. Very high overall. Number 21 with... Oh, and he was superstar. Yeah, that was worth it. I was kind of regretting it a little bit, but at least he was hidden, and he was superstar. Zach Oliver, though. This is, I mean, this guy probably is like QB1 in a user. Oh, the injury sucks. So does toughness. But in a user realm, this is probably QB1. I don't know what the other guys' speeds were, but that kind of speed, good throw power, decent accuracies, ended up having great change of direction juke move. That is probably QB1, ironically enough. But obviously in this rebuild realm, I don't really care too much about normal devs. But let's take a look at Rush, who's going to be our left guard, I suppose. Maybe Tittman makes more sense there at left guard, but we're going to be putting this guy at left guard, I suppose. And then Kramer was a 72 overall normal, but he's got potential at least. And yeah, block shed and zone coverage isn't bad at all. Man coverage isn't even that bad. He's pretty good, actually. Pretty balanced for an outside linebacker. Let's take a look at Sean Miller, the speedster. Release is okay. Deep route's great. Catching in traffic and spec is great. But catching regular, short route, medium route, really, really bad. I mean, that is just porous, but he is speedy, so you expect him to be kind of lacking somewhere. And then Roseman, 99 kick power, 99 accuracy. Yeah, I don't think there's a real reason to look at his dev because it's superstar at least. Maybe glitched out at X Factor, but yeah, definitely good. I do want to see the quarterbacks, though. Obviously, it'd be a crime not to check them out. Cates, 75 overall. The Texans, they don't even need QB, and they were like, what are these guys doing? The value is too good. I don't care. Maybe CJ Stroud gets hurt. He's too valuable not to grab it. As long as he's only star, I can live with it. I can absolutely live with that. Any higher, I would have cried myself to sleep, but that's fine. I thought I saw it. It was the cornerback that I saw. And then Fox was the other guy, 71 overall, hidden dev as well. Makes a little bit more sense because Lamar's going to take a little bit more hits. Doesn't really make sense scheme-wise because he's not really as fast as him. Also star, but I mean, I don't hate it. I think those guys are both franchise quarterbacks, but our guy could also be a franchise quarterback. He has all the makings to become one. He really does. He's got great ratings. He just needs some time. And then Dunbar, he was all right as well, but throw power was a little bit lower, so that's why I didn't go for him. I can live with it. I'm chilling. And no, I'm not going to look at the lineman and linebacker that I could have had and didn't grab, and they probably were hidden. I'm not doing it. All right, I think we bolstered up both sides of the ball pretty nicely. You know, we added a super speedy wide receiver. We added a new left guard with a high potential. And then we added a very high overall right tackle that makes even Morgan Moses look not super great. And then on defensively, we obviously bolstered it up as we added ourselves a new boundary corner who has superstar dev and is blazing fast. And then we added Ward as the backup. Levante David was a free agent. He's going to be our backup now. And overall, our team looks pretty good. We might have dropped some overall, especially some regressions. But depth-wise, we are probably quite a bit better. DJ Reed's going to be the number 3 corner, as not only have I seen number 3 corners actually get dev-ups more often than number 1 or 2, but also he is, kind of a smaller guy. I think he fits a little bit more in the slot, and that other guy, I think, is definitely the future at that boundary corner spot. So if this quarterback that we drafted can become the franchise quarterback, it was actually a really good decision because, once again, that corner is a very good complement to Gardner. He is really good, and obviously this quarterback, I think, has potential. He's only 21 as well, so we'll see what happens. I think we did a pretty good job to build the roster up right now, likely still be fine for the future, and draft some great players that can help now and later. Pretty decent season. A lot of names in this one, though. Breece Hall for sure. Garrett Wilson for sure. Jermaine Johnson for sure. AVT possibly. Quincy doubtful. John Franklin Myers, unfortunately. Warren, I will say, it's probably unrealistic because he, for him to be on the team because he actually is a decent part of that Steelers offense. But he goes to free agency a lot, so it's not really my job to gatekeep who gets to join what team, especially if they're a running back. Rodgers needs a contract, but he'll retire. We're actually all right. I'm going to pay the guys we absolutely need to keep, and then if there does happen to be like extra names like Jaylen Warren or something like that maybe we think about, but we're not guaranteeing to keep, then we'll do those last. Oh, I should have just paid him. I thought he was going to take it because he's on the green interest, but I guess not. And then we'll do a 6-year deal and hope that he gets a dev up, him being Garrett Wilson. Jermaine Johnson, obviously, haven't really seen a lot out of him yet, but at the same time, he's definitely worth the contract. So 80 mil left, AVT. I would like to keep AVT over any of the other linemen realistically, especially since the cost isn't crazy. I think 14 mil per year over 4 should go. There you go. That's not bad at all. That's obviously pennies compared to the market we're seeing nowadays, but still, it's not cheap. Quincy, I think we can replace, and just in general, it's just not worth the money, I don't think. Tyron Smith, don't really know. Tooney, I'm going to keep him, because we're going to have a rookie deal quarterback, I think. 2-year 42, so we just bump everyone by $500K a year, and I think everyone will join that we need to try and pay. Rodgers, like I said, is going to retire, so there's no point. And then even if he doesn't, he's going to be too low of an overall. 47 mil left with names like really just Tyron Smith left. So, I'm willing to pay Jaylen Warren a 2-year 12. Why not? 6 mil per year to have a really good backup running back. 41 mil left, and we could afford Tyron if he doesn't retire if we really want to. Come on, finish strong. Win this game, please. No! We lose the division and potentially the bye week. Oh, that kind of sucks. Yeah, we lost the final 2 games. We might have had, if we would have won both games, 100% had the bye week, but might have had the bye week even with just winning one of the last 2 and just completely choked. Still a really good season, but could have had a potential bye week, giving us a better chance, obviously. Really good season, and lost 3 of the last 4. Some really tough teams in there, but still really disappointing because the opportunity was there. The opportunity was there to really do great things, but looking at the numbers anyways, Rodgers, still really good, obviously. A little worse than last year, but really good still. Breece Hall, a little bit less touchdowns, but overall great again. Bowers was great. Wilson, Miller, and Williams. It's a group effort. Breece Hall with almost 700 yards receiving. Blocking was pretty good. Elijah Vera-Tucker, did he do enough for Superstar? That would be really clutch. Reddick, 16. 12.5 for Franklin. Quentin Williams with 10. I wish it was Jermaine Johnson that got it instead of Reddick, because Reddick's going to need a contract next year, I think, and I am not going to be paying it. Zerline going strong. 2 kicks missed out of 15. It's his kind of final basically his last season as a starter for us, I would imagine. Brock Purdy wins MVP. Breece Hall wins Offensive Player of the Year with Brock at number 8. Defensive Player of the Year at number 2 for Reddick. Miller at number 3 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Did have a decent season, in fairness. Key at number 3. Best QB at number 9 again. Best running back at 1. Best wide receiver not on the list. O-line at number 3 for Avera Tucker. Reddick. Best D lineman. Franklin Myers at 4. Quentin Williams at 6. Linebacker not on the list. DB not on the list. And then kicker at 6. Another playoff berth means another chance to make this front office look like geniuses. Here it is. We are 6 overalls higher than the Colts, and we are starting off strong. Did not finish with that touchdown, though. 14-3. Could have been 21-3. 14-10. Driving down nicely, but just failing. Great opportunities here. Up by 12. I mean, we do look like we're too much for them, but we have given them too much of a window. Thankfully, we did win, but definitely did give them a big chance to try and come back and win this game. But thankfully, didn't have to worry about that as we end up holding on easily. Rodgers, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 400 yards. This is the all-out season. He has a chance to do great things. Let's see if we can do it. Jordan Whitehead with a pick. Hey, I don't care if it was blocked. Is there a line? Stop it. Look at that upgrade. Slot is so clutch. 4-to-man coverage puts him at 81. Divisional round. Who is it against? The Ravens. Okay, not an easy team to beat, but I have obviously seen worse. 3 overalls up on them, so we are the quote-unquote favorites, even though we're on the road. If we win, we get back to that championship round, which, ended in failure last season. 10-0, not a great start. Nice bounce-back touchdown, though, and at halftime, we will just barely clock it, leading, and then gone. Tied up 17-all. Huge drive for a touchdown. The Ravens aren't over, but the offense finally finishes a game where they can't just coast on the defense. The defense has actually been a little iffy so far. Rodgers is on fire. 9 touchdowns, about 800 yards through 2 games. Really cooking right now. Miller cooking as well. The speed of Miller has given this team a huge boost. And it was Tucker this time that actually missed a field goal. To the championship round. Who is it against? The Buffalo Bills. Okay, I mean, we could win this. Did they have... I mean, I imagine they had to beat the Chiefs. Somebody had to beat the damn Chiefs. Walker around the Chiefs did not have to play because they had the bye week. And the Bills did win. It was only a 1-point win, but a win nonetheless. Can we do it? We have the much higher overall team, but it is a division rival. We do not like these guys. We usually struggle against these types of guys. And we have 6 overalls, but they have some sort of magic on us. Get your revenge for the injury, Rodgers. 14-0, not a bad start. Get the revenge. Come on. Great start, 21-3. Huge drive, didn't get a score. 1 touchdown, I'll probably do it. 1 touchdown, I'll probably do it. 28-3, 28-10. And the Jets are in the Super Bowl. Rodgers with, so far, one of the greatest playoff runs of all time. 13 passing touchdowns, 1,000 yards, 0 interceptions. Pretty damn ridiculous, obviously, at age 41. Ridiculous stuff. Kicking, Zerline had a little bit of an easier day, just some extra points. Who is it going to be against? Is it the Cowboys or is it someone new? It's the Panthers. Okay, their scheme has been pretty decent for years as well. Definitely an underrated scheme. It's kind of a scheme that if you really wanted a running back to do well, that was the scheme to do it, because obviously the Christian McCaffrey days, I know Panthers fans love to hear that. They're like, why did you have to bring him up? What did he have to do with this rebuild? And you just had to bring him up. No upgrades the whole season for Rodgers, though, because of how old he is. I mean, he's trying. He's trying to get an upgrade, but it's just not happening. No dev-ups on offense. Not really surprised. Defensively, I was really hoping Williams would have got a dev-up. Obviously, Reddick was always going to get a dev-up. And then, surprisingly, Jonathan Franklin Myers here got himself a dev-up. He is pretty mid, even though he had a really good year. And obviously, one of my more favorite Madden players over the years. I mean, you guys remember I always talked about him and how insane he was because of that finesse at DT. It was just really hard to block him. Hassan Reddick, I don't know what's going to happen for the following year. I'm a little surprised we didn't have to pay him just yet. The timeline on this rebuild is just like throwing me the hell off, but can't upgrade Sauce Gardner anymore. This is it. This is the pinnacle. Could we have a better team than this? Absolutely. But as far as can we have a better team while also winning with Rodgers? No. This is literally the final season and debatably a better team than the year 1 team we had. It is time to go. It is time to put up or shut up. The last chance to win a Super Bowl for the Jets with Aaron MF and Rodgers. Actually, before we do that, because they're a 9-8, really low overall team, I do want to see how they got here. Who do they beat? The Vikings by 4. Wow, what a mid matchup there. And then the Lions by 4. And then they did not have a bye week, obviously. They beat Dallas by 5, though. Give them some credit where it's due. Cooking. Going to the end of the game. The Panthers up by 3. The Jets rebuttal of 7. 10-3. 17-3. Huge drive but no score. Interception. Rodgers' first pick of the season. Well, the postseason. But it won't matter, as Rodgers and the Jets are Super Bowl champions, 34-3. One of the most magical runs in NFL history. Obviously, the interception doesn't really help any, but considering the run that Rodgers had in his final season as an NFL professional, and this, at this point, kind of God Squad team has won it all. Of course, Bryce Young and the Panthers, impressive that they made it here. I wouldn't want to, I don't want to say Mickey Mouse run, but like definitely one of our easier, luckier, kind of roads to the Super Bowl and win. I don't know if you've seen that. I think it was Garrett Wilson in the background jumping like a madman. But it looks like Rodgers is going to be retiring on top. It's kind of a storybook ending for this. Obviously, I'm going to do another 2 seasons to see what life is like without him, but this actually turned out pretty good. I think it turned out pretty well. Could have won it last year, maybe this year as well, but this is pretty damn spectacular as well. Winning while on top, final season, you'd argue that, a lot of rebuild sims you do, he wouldn't even be here, but Super Bowl, not super great, but Bryce Young obviously played way worse. The defense cooked, and of course, obviously rushing numbers. Breece Hall kind of stole some of those touchdowns, made it look a little worse than it was. Sack totals, I don't know where the pass rush is there, but 2 interceptions, 1 from Sauce, 1 from Key. Couldn't throw to the left, couldn't throw to the right. And then, of course, you can't throw underneath because you got freaking DJ Reed sitting there. Got ourselves a group of defenders. And this wasn't me, force winning or redoing any games or anything like that to, come out on top and have ourselves just like a super awesome, ending to the Rodgers storybook. It's just the way it is. I really wonder if he is going to retire. I think, man, I really hope he does, because you just want a Super Bowl to be so effed up to just let him go. But I really am hoping that he's gone just so I don't have to pay him, because like I said, I think you got to keep him if he isn't. And he does retire. Okay, so that works out pretty well for us. Everyone else is a backup. Jimmy Ward retires with a ring. Zerline, nice stuff. And then obviously Mr. Rodgers, 21 years in the league, is done with his second Super Bowl, solidifying him as, at least a top 10 NFL quarterback of all time. Maybe pushing it at top 5 because the Mahomes of the world now exist, and we're seeing things that Rodgers did when no one else could, a little bit more commonly week to week. But I'd say top 10 would be pretty safe to say. You can maybe even argue top 10 right now with just 1 ring. Like I said, touch on a pick ratio wise, and the passer rating and the MVPs and whatnot. But 2 Super Bowls, I think, easily. I don't think anyone could really argue at that point. But as far as re-signings go, I don't know what Quincy's thing was. Was it franchise quarterback, which we don't have right now, unfortunately. Will McDonald, absolutely not. Could keep John Franklin, but I think even though he performed, we got to save money somewhere. And ultimately, I think getting a better DT that can be ready for the future is a smarter move. Kept Tyron, so then this new quarterback is in on his back all day. Need a new linebacker as well, but we're in still a really good spot, I think. Not having to pay franchise money for a quarterback, man, what it does for a team. Not having to pay that Rodgers contract anymore is really nice. Obviously, we have our quarterback who is a 3rd rounder, technically late 2nd on the roster, and he'll need a contract 3 years from now, but that's 3 years, really 1 year more than we'll even see, because we're going to only do 2 more seasons. Have a chance at a dynasty, even without Rodgers around, which is kind of weird, because it's he was, usually when you think of a dynasty, I'd imagine the quarterback is there the whole time, but this could be an even more special dynasty then. All right, pick 32. There's a good chance I trade down, but if there is a chance at a pass rusher, that's probably going to be the route I go instead. Pick 1 overall was a tackle, by the way. There's a couple of decent pass rushers. I just don't know when they're expected to be here. Because there was a lot of round ones. There was like 2 1-2s. I think only one of them was like halfway decent, and that one was kind of on the slower side. But edge is definitely like the need going forward. All right, we trade up like 9 spots using Will McDonald, the first this, and a third next, which I think is completely fair, right? That third round pick on its own should almost have been enough, but we're going to be trading up to grab the right end Boston, who is definitely, unfortunately, not the fastest, but he is our best option at edge going forward, I think. 21 years old, so he'll be a backup for this season. Could even argue at 278, maybe he's DT. Not the best I've ever seen, but he's versatile. I'm taking him, and thankfully he is hidden. 78 speed, 86 excel, 90 strength. Kind of got ourselves another poor man's John Franklin Myers, no? Either way, we're going to move on to 32, as we obviously cannot afford to trade up in any capacity. And honestly, I might end up just drafting like one linebacker here, hoping that last year's rookie linebacker still has time to develop, and just starting those 3, really. A bunch of young linebackers. Don't know who the best is. Coleman, I can see something there. Some other players here. I don't know. Coleman, let's see who the fastest is. 22, 6'4". He's huge. Decently fast. I do worry about that left side a little bit. Waldron, who is also very fast. And then Eric Watson, who is really undersized, but also very fast. Watson looks like the safest bet. I think I'm going to actually trade back. I wasn't going to. I was going to just take someone, but there are some options here. I think we can move back to 10, maybe even 15, and still get one of those guys. And then maybe if we get like a 4th round pick out of this trade or something, might be able to pick up one of those like safeties later on, which, we might actually need sooner rather than later. Is this a good trade? The Patriots? I don't really care if it's interdivisional. I just want to know if it's a good trade. I did have to kick back a 6th round pick, but we moved back 12 spots to the Patriots to gain 108 pretty much this year. And with that trade up, what are they going to be taking? Matt Harrell. He was actually on my list. He was a really fast wide receiver, so they did not lose that trade by any means. And then I'm kind of hoping some of the linebackers go, because at least if I traded back for a draft pick and I lose out on a player that I could have had that was hidden, at least, I gained that draft pick for a reason. But if I choose the wrong guy and I could have had someone else, I'm going to feel bad. There goes Coleman. There we go. That's at least one of the names gone. And we still have a choice between 3 guys. Woo! I'm going to take someone here. I don't know who it is. I personally believe that Watson is the best, but a Waldron might be a little bit... No, I'm going to go Watson. He's undersized, but I think he's the guy. I think he's hidden. Yes! I don't know if I was... the other guy was not hit or not, but he was the right decision, I think. And then maybe we just move this down a little bit and see if maybe we can make a trade up. Do we have pick 12 now? So, there's options. I don't think we will be able to, but the linebackers keep going. I also, completely forgot about DT. Of course, that guy we just drafted can play DT for the season, because, 278 isn't, super small. You could easily make the argument that he, bulks up slightly. But yeah, there was some DTs there that I probably should have went for. I don't even know if this is a good trade or not, but realistically, I don't really need anything here. The safety was an option, but moving to pick 4 to gain a 5th next year after losing a 3rd next year, I don't mind it. I don't really mind it. And one of the safeties is still there. I don't even know how good he is. I just seen a C to F. If I had an extra scouting spot, I would have scouted him further. Dorsett's going to be the guy. Really slow, but depth, I suppose. Definitely sold on DT a little bit, but like I said, I think that edge rusher, he's pretty versatile. He's super strong, not the fastest, but he's athletic enough. I'm going to play him on the DT spot. I think I can make that argument. 278. He gains even 8 pounds in camp, and, you have that argument. Of course, didn't have the quantity of players we were hoping for, because, we wasted a little bit of last year, and, it kind of ruined our depth. Great power move, decent block shed. Got the bull rush and everything. I think that's a perfectly fine defensive tackle. Maybe even is the defensive tackle long-term. I don't know. But Dev Star, would have loved to see Superstar Plus. But obviously, get what you get. Linebacker, we actually need a middle linebacker. So that's going to be our spot. And, we've barely, scraped together a starting squad. What can I say? Season 3 team, realistically, the first season, though, of no Rodgers. Team still looks really good. The offensive line is great. Wide receivers, we definitely need to replace Mike Williams soon. Bowers is great. Running back's great. And then Oliver, we're hoping is the future. Got an upgrade point from doing the training Going to go with improviser, usually your best bet at throw power upgrades, which, I mean, who doesn't want a good throw power upgrade? Not bad upgrades, but definitely not exactly what we're looking for. And then we look at the defensive side of the ball, where we see... Wait, who was the fourth wide receiver? Oh, it's Odell. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Thought I'd seen a star dev like rookie. Linebackers definitely take a hit. DT takes a little bit of a hit, but everything else is perfectly fine. Do need a new free safety, though. Could need a new linebacker, and either need a new pass rusher on the edge or a new DT, but Boston's fine there right now. And then offensively, like we said, wide receiver for sure, tackle for sure, and then maybe quarterback, but I'm just hoping that this guy works out because quarterback is not an easy thing to find. Definitely not as clean of a matchup here, but Sauce Gardner about $25 million per year, Tippmann $10 million per year. Hassan Reddick, that's not terrible, but we'll see what that regression's like because he's 31 now. But yeah, we have a lot of money. We could even afford Tyron if we really wanted to. But like I said, there's a lot of guys that are going to be either super regressed or just straight up retire. So we'll definitely pay Sauce. I think we can pay Joe Tippmann, especially at $10 million per year. And then we'll see about Hassan Reddick. That's an after the season type of thing, I think. I gave him a 5-year $138, and he said no. I offered him $1 trillion, and he's just like, nah. $28 million per year isn't enough, apparently. It just isn't enough, I guess. Little shaky in the middle, but looks like we might make the playoffs, especially if we win, and we lose, but we're still in. One last hurrah, probably going to be Tyron Smith, which is fine. I mean, that's fine. Give us a morale boost here. But we made the playoffs. That's all that really matters. Making the playoffs, and with that potential, could win back-to-back. Brand new quarterback. Hopefully he played well. It was the Chiefs' scheme again. I decided we started with it. Might as well finish with it. But let's take a look at this season. It was an okay start, then a really bad middle, and then finished out strong. I guess I would call this the middle. It's kind of the middle. But finished out with 3 wins out of 4 games, which is not bad, but definitely up and down, up and down, up and down, but made the playoffs, and we have a chance. That's what matters. Oliver, oof. Okay, so even with the Chiefs scheme, you know, the quarterback does matter. 28 touchdowns to 18 interceptions, 4,000 yards. Not bad for your actual first starting season, but definitely nowhere near as good as Rodgers did, and Rodgers' ratings were pretty low for a while there. Breece Hall, very good season. Garrett Wilson, not bad. Could be enough for a superstar. I don't know, though. Bauer is great yet again. Williams, not bad. Miller, decent, I guess, for number 3. O-line, pretty good across the board. And then we look at defensively. Jermaine Johnson with 12. Could be superstar, please. 13 for Quentin. 9.5 for Reddick, which isn't bad. And then, you know, not much going on outside of that. Picks, only 4 total on the year. Fairbairn with 3 missed kicks out of 13, which isn't great, but one of them was blocked, so the percentage isn't as bad. Roseman, 51.5, and that's about that. Going to look at these awards. Any award wins? Did we do any? Oh, Jermaine Johnson had a chance. That would have been really clutch. Could have went straight to X Factor, potentially. No for Rookie of the Year, but Defensive Rookie of the Year, yes, with Watson. Would rather have Boston win it, because obviously he's a defensive lineman. A lot harder to get those dev-ups. Breece Hall, number 4 for running back. I mean, he's already an X Factor, so it doesn't really matter. Wide receiver at 6. I mean, it tells me he did pretty well, especially since the touchdowns were low. So maybe with the yards, could get to superstar. I'm praying. Number 7 for Tippmann, which we paid a 5-year 52, I think. D-line, Jermaine at number 2 again. Oh my lord, these awards. Very good D-line season though. Watson at 10 for linebacker, which isn't bad for a rookie, and then no other awards. So got close on a couple awards, but no actual win. The Jets versus the Bills. 5 overalls higher than them still, even without Rodgers, and kind of lost a little bit at the linebacker spot as well, but we're still really high overall. Going to the end of the game, 0-0, 7-0, not bad. 7-7, 10-7. Okay, I mean, we are the road team, but we are the higher overall, so I expect to do things. We'll say, though, this quarterback, the question marks are there. 10-point lead. No way we gave him a chance. The defense! Did the defense score? Or maybe they didn't. I don't know what happened, but we did enough. And we have moved on to the next round. We have cooked. Wow, the quarterback was not great, but didn't throw any picks, so, I mean, it could have been worse. Receiving, fair enough. Defensively, sack totals. I mean, something going on there. And then their kicker missed, which was actually potentially big. Then we had the one last hurrah again, so more morale boosts. Be pretty crazy if we won a Super Bowl the year after Rodgers retired as well. I mean, we have built a damn good squad, and obviously a lot of that does come from real life. You know, keeping Tyron this long, keeping Mike Williams this long. But still, it would still be impressive. The next round, what do we got? anyone but, okay. I would say anyone but one of those, God Squad teams. Well, here it is. Here it is. Both 91 overall. All right, a rainy one against the Chiefs, who get a touchdown, but no extra point. That could end up costing him in the end, as it is now a weird one. But, of course, they look like they are handling business pretty well. A halftime score of 16-7. And huge rushing touchdown by Brees, but they got a really big touchdown as well. Offense is starting to wake up a little bit, but I think the defense has given up just way too many points here. Nice conversion. It's taken a long time for this drive to turn into a touchdown, but interior, the defense, it's the defense's fault, right? The offense wasn't great by any means, but at the same time, can you really blame them? And we're not going to even have time to throw this. Oh, we will. It's not going to matter, but I want to see this to Mike and Williams anyways. The jump ball, man. And he overthrows him. Come on! Imagine that was actually like a chance to win the game. Not bad by Oliver, actually, looking at those numbers, but imagine that was actually a chance to win the game or tie it, whatever, and he misses the throw. How do you overthrow him? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Quarterbacking, it wasn't Oliver's fault. Rushing, Brees was great. The defense just sucked. I don't know what to tell you. The defense was strugglesome. Quinnen cooked, but everyone else seems to have forgot why we were here. Both teams missing a lot of kicks, though. We missed one. They missed 2 field goals and an extra point, and we still lost by 13. I just wonder if we somehow, some way, have done enough to get a Deva for the QB. And the Vikings finally get their Super Bowl that they've been trying to get. They've been, knocking on the door a few times, got close to the Super Bowl, couldn't quite do it, and Oliver stays normal. And Wilson stays star. That is a sell. Defensively, Williams is still normal. Watson jumps to superstar, and Jermaine Johnson going to superstar is pretty big. 88 overall. I like to see it. The man that was for so long, up until late last Madden, this Madden, I suppose, was kind of just a guy that you trade off or he just kind of goes nowhere. But he finally put it together, and now he's actually a guy you can build around in-game. Which is great. Obviously, Reddick, he had a pretty good season for us, so we'll see what happens there. Obviously going to be tagging Sauce. The reason why he didn't stick around is because of the stupid motivations, which some of you guys did mention. Maybe I should put it on low, but the problem is there's no balance. On normal, it's stupid, and the motivations play too much of a factor, but on low, you pretty much get everyone for, pretty cheap, kind of, whatever they're asking for, basically. But the fact that he didn't accept a 5-year 138 is crazy. Going to be tagging him for that $28 million. And then Brock Bowers, I can't imagine his normal contract is going to be much more than 19 per, so I'm just gonna risk it and not do anything. And honestly, Hassan Reddick, I think with the money we have, I'm just going to keep him. 1 year, 13.5. I put a little bit more in there because I just didn't want to lose him. Whitehead, he's actually been pretty good for us. Let's see what we got. He's really good zone coverage. He's obviously slow. If I could do a 1-year deal worth 5.7, yeah, I'm down. Even if we find a better option, we could always just put him as a backup. But yeah, we lose the left tackle, but for the most part, we don't really lose much more. I'm even going to keep Fairbairn at a 1 point, basically a $5 million deal. All right, free agency. We do have money. We have $70 million if we want to. Oh, could you imagine Stingley with Sauce Gardner, same draft class and all? Can't do it, but that would be sick. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. Do I want to pay a big, strong left tackle? I don't know where I was going with that for a second. Holy crap, I lost myself. I don't know if I want to pay a left tackle. I like Tyron, but the price made a lot of sense for Tyron. Taylor Decker, he is actually pretty damn good. Run block's not as great, but that's all right. Let's take a look at his sacks allowed. It's just I still don't know. And I'm going to ask the question until the end of time. And you'll never get an answer from EA, but is it actually the sacks allowed that matters, or is it the overall of the player? Because if it is sacks allowed, then you should almost never pay any tackle ever. But if it is the overall and, everyone's just going to allow sacks, but because the overall is higher, it helps the team's overall, then okay, I get it. It makes sense. But as is, I don't know. I really don't know if I if I want to pay someone that's given up the same amount of sacks as some rookie I could have. Ryan Ramczyk, obviously his sack numbers are going to be lower because he is playing right tackle. So, it's the final season, so I guess I will just pay Taylor Decker or try to get him 1 year 21. I don't think that's even going to be enough. Puts him as, tied for number 1, I guess. I don't really want to pay much more than that. And then There's really nothing Lucas Van Ness didn't develop. That's pretty sad. There's not really much more that I would go for. Stingley, don't really need corner. Safety, we just, paid Whitehead for another year. Could go with Geno Stone, actually. It's kind of like another Whitehead, really. But he at least is superstar and has a higher ceiling in the sense that he won't regress as fast. I'm willing to pay these two guys. Will we get any of them, though? We get Decker. That's the one that mattered more, in fairness. But there you go. Oh, what the hell? When did Tooney retire? Are you serious? Did he retire too? Oh, no. 11 years. I thought he was 34 this season. Did he retire at 34? Well, that kind of sucks. I could use both. Ramczyk didn't have any offers, though, so I might still be able to roll a little Ramczyk into my life. $20 million is a lot. I was wondering why we had so much money. Ramczyk, $21 million, just like Decker. I mean, still a drop-off in offensive line talent, but we still have talent, right? We have they took the exact same offer. Definitely would be kind of like the story going in the next season's like the $42 million men or something. I don't know. All right, we have pick 26. I have DTs and wide receivers on my list. Realistically, kind of don't need either, but for the future, we definitely will. Oh, I did not scout quarterbacks. I just didn't expect there to be any there. There's actually some names. There's some names. Yeah, there's so many teams that have good franchise quarterbacks now that you're just seeing really good quarterbacks going, deep into the first round, even into the second, and just not get grabbed. Now I'm starting to think maybe, I think we have something with the quarterback we have, but at the same time, we could maybe cut some corners. Not really even that doesn't even really make sense, but skip the line a little bit and go right to the finished results. If we did that, the big position I was going to go for was probably wide receiver because Mike Williams is basically gone at this rate. But now I'm kind of thinking maybe I go QB. DT wouldn't hurt either, Chapman, but I do like this Cameron Carr. Could use another linebacker as well. Wide receiver definitely is up there. Randall Brooks. It was on my list, B deep route, B release. Okay speed for his size. Great catching, it seems. Except for his regular catching kind of sucks. Wide receiver is definitely on the list. Do I grab him, though? I don't know. I don't feel like he's that guy. I think he will be hidden. But, I don't know. I guess if I think he's going to be hidden, maybe I should go with him. Route running's a little iffy outside of deep, though. Don't know about the short route. D catching is definitely concerning, but at the same time, D catching might not even mean anything because, well, if everyone else is like a B, someone's got to be a D, comparing, because you got to compare Ds, obviously. I'm not really sure what I want to do here because, it's kind of funny because we're basically worried about what we want to do with, this guy's 23, but he was like the most, the best looking of the group. I'm worried about what I want to do for basically what most likely is the final season. We'll see what we want to do if we want to do one more after this. But do I take QB when I don't need QB? I'm going to take one last look at our QB before I decide to pass on this guy or not, this group of QBs. So Oliver's 23. That's fine. It is what it is. 76 overall, 85 medium, 80 deep, 81 short. He is not bad at all. Because if I grab a guy and he's normal, that's basically just a wasted pick. Whereas wide receiver, Mike Williams, this is his last season, without a doubt. And honestly, he shouldn't even be starting this season. He's not the best, obviously. But, I don't know, wide receiver is looking kind of tempting. I think I might take Brooks. Is he 22, though? Once again, age shouldn't matter that much here, but he's 21. I'm going to take him. Randall Brooks. Hidden dev. 90 speed, 91 excel, 92 agility, 92 change direction, and then 96 jump. True jump ball receiver. You're getting yourself a great replacement for Mike Williams, it seems. And then next round, I can't really go to next pick because I do need a safety pretty badly. Didn't get Geno Stone, which really, sucked. So I would like to move to maybe 10 here and then trade up. I don't want to lose Carr either, though, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. We have the safety. I don't know if I want to go this. I do want to go with the safety, but the problem is, I can't really even start him right now because Whitehead is good enough to probably, beat almost any of these safeties. Williams is still, pretty good, even though he's not really developing. And I have so many other positions I want to get. I really want to get a new linebacker like Perkins or Amos. Looks great. Gordon, I guess he's a day 3. Maybe go with Gordon, day 3. And I really need Carr. And I feel like if they're going to give me a guy that's a 1 to 2 talent grade, passing up on him would feel like an idiot move. I'm going to go to the next pick. If the safety's still somehow there, I'm going to take him. I guarantee he won't be. And then, yeah, because we don't even have a 3rd round pick. Oof. Safety's gone, which is kind of a blessing. I think I'm going to move into the next round and grab DT. We gain a 4th round pick by moving back 13 or 14 spots, which should still land the DT. The guard is still there, who obviously looks really good. The DT is still there, who I really like. But then we also have Peter Paxton. You know what? I think O-line is probably a bigger need going forward than DT, honestly. Demario Brown, hidden dev, thank you. Because I've seen a lot of players that are, they're projected to be this great, but it doesn't really end up mattering because their dev is normal. And then Carr goes there. Oof. Oh, no way. The day 3 linebacker went. It's round 4, pick 7. And I just thought he was going to be here in this round, and he just is not. Oh, that kind of sucks. Pretty much everyone's a running back. Don't really need running back that bad. I put him on the list just because we could use a backup, I suppose. I'll be honest, I feel like that guy's hidden dev, but I still just don't need a running back that bad. I'm going to go with Britton Barnett, who looks so raw. So slow, but he's the only B finesse guy I've seen late. I'm taking him anyways. Normal dev, yikes. And then running back is still here. In the later 4th round pick, we had Deion Fields. I was wrong. And I'm going to take the other running back as well. Ball carrier vision sucked, but yeah, he was fast, and that is a fast player. And even though he is UDFA, I think I am... Nah, I'm going to move down. I'm going to trade for next year. He's not that fast. All right, draft recap. How did we cook? 74-74. The right end was terrible, but it was a 4th round pick. All these other players are just kind of randomers. The left guard, I'm kind of curious. The dev, I suppose. He is very good pass blocking. 6'4". I mean, that's probably a future tackle. I don't know which side, but I'll put him at left tackle for now with star dev. And then the wide receiver, would love to see superstar here because obviously he is the future at the position. Release is great. Route running is actually not bad. Catching across the board, especially spec catch, is great. Jumping's decent. 90 speed. 84 juke. He looks decent. Don't really know who I would say he reminds me of. But he's not bad. Put him at number 10. Dev. Would love to see superstar. I can't remember every single quarterback's name per se, but here's the 23-year-old who I did think was going to be really good. But obviously at 23, I just can't take that chance because we already got a 23-year-old quarterback. Star dev. I mean, does it really change much that, he has star dev compared to our normal dev? Not really. Maybe you win Offensive Rookie of the Year because it's probably easier than ever to win it. Byers, I would imagine he was pretty high on my list, and that would have been an absolute sell. A lot of potential there, but normal dev, low overall, that would just be a complete waste. There's no way I make the argument that he should start. Duckworth, normal dev as well. I don't remember who was who, but the chances of me choosing the 23-year-old over the younger players, yeah, I don't think that was something that was ever really in the cards. And those were the quarterbacks. So, I mean, I think we kind of dodged a bullet realistically. If we were set on QB, I think we would have taken a normal dev one. So I think this is going to be the final season. Not 100% sure, but I think it makes the most sense because there's a good chance that we lose both tackles. Mike Williams is for sure gone. I don't know what overall Brooks is going to get to, maybe 78. So unless the quarterback has an insane glow-up, the team is not going to get much better, but rather worse. We're also going to need a new left end, and we still need to get the safeties going. It's a good enough team to win it all right now, but following this season, I think the team is going to be quite a bit worse. And, if we didn't win the Super Bowl last season, and then if we potentially don't win it this year, then it kind of defeats the purpose. And obviously, if we do win this, then, we super won, and then it definitely is over. But we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see. But I think this might be the final season. Oh, Lord, there's going to be some money here. Brock Bowers, a lot of money, so less than 20 mil per year, so smart to not give him that 5th-year option. Sauce Gardner, we're going to have to do this dance again. Quentin, a lot of money, but we can afford him. Wallace, our best linebacker by far, probably going to be gone. Kalen Carson, star dev. I didn't know that. Hassan Reddick, 100% gone. Mike Williams, 100% gone. James Williams kept, but probably replaced by somebody. But at the same time, he's not bad value. Duggar got him in free agency. Once again, a better name and overall than he actually is a player. His zone coverage is so bad. But we can afford everyone. We are not in any trouble there at all. It's just, who do we want to afford? Just got to make sure the quarterback wasn't on that list. But might have to replace him because we're having a little bit of an iffy season. I don't think you're going to get much cheaper than what we're getting right now. So a 7-year 130 is fantastic. Sauce Gardner. So how much money? Let's go all the way up to something like this. 4 years. I zoomed it all the way up. Quentin, he's still so young, dude. I feel like he should have been like 30-something by now. Trevor Wallace, I mean, with that ask is ridiculous. He would be paid quite a bit, though, because he is really good. I'm not saying that 20 mil is fair, but 17 mil per would probably be around where he's valued. But unfortunately, because of him being an outside linebacker, they think that he's, what he is. I'm going to change him to middle linebacker real quick and just see how much it costs. I might, normally I kind of just let it happen, but I think for the rest of the year, for rebuilds, maybe even just forever going forward until they actually fix the terminology, I think I am just going to switch in middle linebacker. Because you can see the change is huge, but he is still asking for a lot of money, right? Like, this is probably a 15 mil per year type of situation minimum, and I think that's right value. Like, he wants a little more than that. Like I said, I thought 18 was probably pretty fair per year. So, I mean, with the change, he's probably going to get around 16 to 18 mil. So, I really do think that switching to a middle linebacker is the fair thing to do. I really do. And then as far as Kalen Carson goes, I think he might actually be the future at number 3 as DJ is going to be gone. Williams, the value's there, so I'm really willing to do a 4-year deal, honestly. 4-year 22, whether he's the starter or not, I think is great value for him. We offer a little bit more for Sauce. We offer a little bit more for Trevin. And we let basically everyone else go. And we have so much money left over. Even if we needed to pay a QB, we could. We are in a really good spot. Obviously, we're losing our tackles, but we can obviously pay someone in free agency, perhaps. Finally, Sauce Gardner, a 4-year 112. Holy. And a 6-year 96 for Trevin. And potentially a super lackluster ending to this rebuild, as we do not even make the playoffs at 8 and 9. Didn't change the schemes or anything like that, and just we sold. We sucked. Of course, it's a tough conference, playing some pretty good teams early on that weren't even in. Well, I guess mainly were in our conference, but the Eagles, the Bills, the Steelers, the Chargers, beating teams like the Dolphins and the Colts, and the Dolphins again. Lost to the Patriots, though. The Texans, Titans, Giants, can't lose these 2 games. That is just unforgivable, but that's a tough schedule, and it's kind of crazy to think that with this division, this conference, for us to even have won that Super Bowl was already special anyways. Oliver, is he the guy? I don't know. He had a breakout chance, failed it. Looks good enough to probably actually get a dev up this season for once. Breece Hall was great yet again, as always. Receiving numbers were terrible across the board. Very balanced, but terrible when it comes to trying to get dev ups. I don't always articulate what I mean, because I just kind of assume you guys know what I mean. Like, when I say the wide receiver numbers are terrible, obviously these aren't bad. If you have these numbers in real life, you're fine. It's fine because you got a bunch of guys at 800, 900 yards, and it's a decent passing attack. But when we're talking about Madden, none of these, maybe Bowers, are good enough seasons to get dev ups, right? Other than maybe like a Rookie of the Year award win or the tight end. So that's when I say terrible. That's what I mean by terrible, of course. I feel like a lot of you guys know that by now, but some don't. Some of you guys don't. Like, when I say 1,000 yards, that's all right. When it's like a 99 overall, it's like, yeah, that's really good. It's not bad in real life, but in game, I'm not going to get anything out of it. I'm not going to get a dev up. Reddick was great. Williams and Johnson were great. And then Boston, not bad, actually. And then picks, 3 for Whitehead, 3 for Sauce Gardner. Whitehead is still here, isn't he? 2 missed kicks because of blocks, 1 on his own. Roseman was decent. Kick return, punt return game was pretty mid. Let's take a look at these awards. Take a look at how our players developed and call this a rebuild. It's obviously a successful one. Post Rodgers didn't really work out too well, but that's fine. Almost won Defensive Player of the Year again. Back-to-back years where we had guys at 2 and 3. Brooks, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, not on the list. QB, not there. Running back, number 1, Breece. Wide receiver, definitely not there. O-line, not there. D-line at number 2, 3, and 8. Linebacker, not there. DB at number 7 and 10. And then kicker, obviously not on the list. But that is basically that for the final season's win-loss. But let's go on to the Super Bowl. See who wins it real quick. It's probably going to be, a mixture of some pretty common team like the Chiefs or the Cowboys or Niners or something like that. And then we'll take a look at these players. It is the Niners versus the Steelers. Winner of this one. Is it going to be a new team? Even though the Steelers have won a lot of Super Bowls in real life, so have the Niners. But Steelers don't win them too much in-game, so definitely a new team in that theory. Let's take a look at retirements real quick as well. See if the tackles did retire. No, the tackles are still there, so you could keep them. I probably would let Ramczyk go, but you would maybe keep Taylor Decker. But money is just not a problem, really. It's just getting the right players on the team. But this is the squad anyways. Let's take a look at Breece Hall. Is finally a 99 overall. Going to elusive back. I'm really curious to see what his speed is. I want to change direction. 95 speed, 93 excel. I actually don't know how much that is different than normal, but 87 trucking, 85 stiff arm with all those other great ratings is amazing. Still can't believe Wilson never got to superstar. Brooks already superstar as a rookie of the year, but release isn't great. Short is decently fast, great catching, but a little disappointed with his development, can't lie. Mike Williams is pretty much irrelevant to look at because he has regressed. We'll go with a couple upgrades for Brooks. I mean, Antonio Brown, CTE, SP, nothing. Physical, 81 overall. Not a bad upgrade. Yeah, he's really balanced. I mean, deep route's not at 80, but everything else for receiver is up at 80 plus, so not bad at all. Brock Bowers, this is a big name we definitely want to see. 25 years old, and he's a 99 overall. Look at that route running. Great run block. It's now at 83. How's he getting run block up? Are they actually upgrading blocking as well every once in a while? Or is it just because you get so many upgrades at tight end that it just also slips a few of those in there? Either way, 81 trucking, 83 stiff arm. He is easily the number one tight end in the league by like a considerable margin. I mean, even if it was prime Kelsey, prime Kittle still around, he would be the best. He is ridiculous. I mean, you got Pitts around, and he's still the number one considered. What else do we have? Tippmann and Vera Tucker, I suppose we'll take a look at. 84 overall for Tippmann. Pass blocking, specifically finesse, is terrible, but he is an interior guy, a center, so fair enough. Vera Tucker with really good finesse blocking, the quite opposite of that. Not the best pass blocking, which is ironic because he is, once again, also interior. And then we'll move on to the defensive side of things. Williams, I guess I'll take a look at that. 81 overall. We have him for another 4 years. 80 zone coverage, very fast, tall. Not a bad safety. Just would have loved to see a dev up. And he actually had, I don't show them because, I don't even show the quarterback, by the way. But I don't show them because, we fail them. But he had 3 breakouts, and he failed all 3. Zach Oliver, a lot of potential there. I think he went up 1 throw power as well. A lot of potential there. Just a little surprised he didn't get a dev up this late a season. Thought it was just good enough. But let's take a look at Wallace, who is an 87 overall, playing middle linebacker. Probably got to move him back over. Actually, maybe he should just be middle linebacker. I don't know why he wasn't a middle linebacker to start for us, to be honest. But look at him. He really did develop. Man coverage isn't great, but everything else is amazing. And is obviously ridiculously athletic. Let's take a look at the rest of the players, though. The defensive guys. Watson, the 83 overall. Oh, that linebacker went up to star as well, which is pretty cool. Zone coverage is great. Block shed's okay. Man coverage is actually pretty decent. Watson's not a bad linebacker at all. Then we look over at Kramer, who was sitting for a little while, and then now he's a starter, and zone coverage is up there. Man coverage isn't even that bad. He's actually really good for an outside linebacker, drafted player. Sauce Gardner, 4 upgrades to go with it, so once he starts regressing, he can just get right back up there. But 99 man, 97 zone, 99 press, 77 catching, and very athletic. With 99 play rec and all that, he is a goon. Then we'll go over to Mr. Jermaine Johnson. We'll take a look at the other corner in a sec. Jermaine Johnson, 92 power move, 77 block shed, decently fast, okay strength. Pretty damn good player. Finally starting to put up some good numbers as well. Hassan Reddick's kind of irrelevant because he's lower than when he got here. Quentin Williams, 92 power move, 95 block shed. Would have loved to see him go up a little bit higher than that, but he might have also regressed as well because he is now 30 years old. Then we go over to Mr. Sherrod Key. 90 man coverage, 78 zone. Went up 1 speed, 96 speed now. And just an overall great corner. Great compliment to Mr. Sauce Gardner. And I believe that to be it. I think we took care of everyone else. I guess maybe we can take a look at Kalen Carson real quick. Star Dev brought him back on a 3-year 12, which is great value. He's the new number 3. And yeah, it's just what is the situation at quarterback? Is he going to be the guy? Outside of that, though, I mean, wait, can you go down in dev? Because he's obviously generational. You can't be 99 kick power, 99 punt, kick accuracy, and 82 speed and not be generational as an 84 overall. But he's only star dev. That is strange. I mean, he's clearly generational. Anyone that wants to argue that is just lacking some juice up there. Oh, also, I didn't even look at Boston, but he's only an 80 overall. He would be the new left end going into the next season. Great power move, decent enough block shedding, fast enough, super strong. I think we did well there. Just need a new DT too. And that's basically it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I really do appreciate getting support on the channel. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel PK plays for now Madden content. I think we did a poll for what game should be next. Maybe some suggestions in there that maybe wins over the poll winner anyways. But also, let me know in the comment section what team you would like to see next. Or if there's a challenge rebuild idea, let me know that. But yeah, there's a lot of different rebuilds we can do. Like I said, I bring up the Broncos quite often. But that could be another team, the post Russell Wilson cap disaster, trading off Jerry Jeudy, losing half the team like Simmons and whatnot team rebuild. Definitely a little bit of a challenge, maybe even worse than a normal challenge rebuild. So definitely could do that. But there's some other teams as well, like maybe the Vikings with, a quarterback perhaps, like we said. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. Don't know if there's going to be anything for tomorrow. Happy Easter if, you celebrate it. Don't know if there's going to be anything for tomorrow, but we'll definitely be back with Bisons and something else on Tuesday. But that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya.